Alright, so as you can no doubt tell, this is going to be a very different video. Hello, Chatzu here, author of the Trilateral Realms franchise. The first book, Tales from the Trilateral Realms, is currently available right now, and that's on Amazon in both paperback and Kindle format. And the second book, Midnight Falls, Book 1 in the House of Cranes, is currently being worked on. It's releasing chapter by chapter on Substack. Links to all this will be in the description, as always. And today I'm going to actually be essentially commenting or doing commentary on a video. Let me go ahead and actually get it playing. Turn the volume down real quick so I can actually talk over this. But yeah, I figured I'd do something a little bit different here. I have had Minecraft for a while. I really just want to go into my history with this as I let this whole thing play out. The actual video itself is just a little over an hour and 15 minutes. So hopefully I'll be able to do the entire thing in one go. But, basically, I forget what exactly I was doing that day that just kind of made me go, you know what, let me see if I can get into Minecraft again. But to go into my history with this game, I've been playing, or I had been playing since the beta, like a long time ago. It was the last time I ever played it for any real stretch of time. And I have no idea what version I was playing on. But this is basically me right here, just looking and seeing what all kinds of different options there are, trying to figure out the new interface, because it didn't look like this last time I ever played it for any extended period of time. But at one point, I can't remember if I bought it myself or one of my friends bought the, this is the Windows version, or I guess they call it Bedrock now. And we played for, I think, a couple of hours, and then I just never touched it again. But I've had it this whole time ever since then. My old account is long since gone. I don't even know what happened to it. But I suppose that would have been the Java version at that point. But I don't have the Java version anymore, unless I can somehow get that old account back. Honestly, I forget exactly what my screen name was, like Eldestructor something, some kind of numbers after it or something like that. So I just wanted to blow things up with TNT or something. But one thing I did learn from this is that, yeah, Minecraft is very different from back when I played, and yet at the same time, still strangely the same. It's weird. It's hard to explain, but I'm sure anyone who played it like way back in the day could probably, you know, decipher what I mean by that better than I could even hear. But I used to play it. Let me put it this way. This is how long ago I played. At the tail end, right before I stopped playing for a long time, before periodically coming back to it for like an hour or two. Oh, oh, that's not my cursor. That's the video. Okay. And then it moves right after I say that. I love it. But during the tail end of my last like major session playing the game, one of the last things I built was a giant Japanese flag, which is supposed to be just like a tribute show of solidarity kind of thing, because that, I forget what the name of the earthquake was that had happened. It was like a big deal in the news at the time. Anyone who's around back then, you know, old enough to remember, remembers exactly what I'm talking about, even if, like me, they can't remember the name of it. But yeah, that's how long ago. And then I think I've played 3 times, maybe, since then. This is me finally getting into a world, and I started off on a snow thing. And like, I don't know how good or bad luck that was, but I just started attacking the dog. Peter, beware. So I didn't know what I could collect at this point. I don't remember if snow worked like this in the original version. It's been so long. I don't think I definitely didn't have any footage from back then, but sure my oldest brother probably still has some of those worlds saved somewhere. But yeah, oh, those polar bears. Those polar bears will become very, very much the bane of my existence later on. I mean, running around trying to collect all this dirt. And basically, the reason I'm collecting all this dirt at this point in the game is to, just one of my strategies, always been, building a dirt house to start off with, just to survive the night. That was a practice that I started doing when survival mode really became a thing. Before that, I'm trying to think. I don't think there was even mobs when I first started playing. I think I remember playing at a point where that wasn't even a thing yet. And if creative mode was a thing back then, I think I might have played a little bit of creative mode. But I definitely remember hunger wasn't a thing back when I was, playing with any kind of regular frequency. And I don't know if I'm going to be playing like any kind of a frequent pace or anything. But yeah. So basically I was just collecting wood and collecting all kinds of things. And what was I trying to do? Oh yeah, I was trying to get into I didn't know where the E was for the menu. I was trying tab, I was trying the F keys, I was trying I was trying and then I finally went here and eventually I scrolled down and found that it was E, and I never got used to the control. You're gonna see right there, inventory E. Finally figured it out. But I don't know, something about it just felt kind of unintuitive, the way certain things worked. And all that snow and everything. My main thing was just trying to collect things I thought I would need to get ready for the nighttime, and things got a little hectic when it came to that, as you're gonna see. But yeah, I'm still using I was trying to figure out this interface. I'm still trying to figure out the interface. But I was mostly trying to get things done rather than learning something like that. Trying to figure out how to make sticks, I think. Just messing around. And then I clicked that, and it actually took me a while to realize what I had done there. Because, yeah, the last time I played, like I said, with any kind of frequency, the auto-crafting was not a thing. I mean, obviously, I think it was in 2020 was the last time I had played before this. I finally figured out how to make a crafting table. Then I wanted to make some wooden tools, so I think I put it just right there, yeah. Figuring that out was a little... And then I finally got into the crafting menu, and then I started doing just the old-fashioned. And stuff just kept falling, and I didn't quite understand what was happening here. Just the snow just randomly falling like that. But now I eventually make weapons here. It's just the old-fashioned way, just because that's what I knew. And I got an achievement. I could hear the little sound thing. Because, like I said, this is the Bedrock edition. And basically, it just continues like this until I do that. Let me go ahead and skip ahead here. So I make some things. Because I don't want to really do the whole hour and 15 minutes. I got an axe. Then I found some cobblestone a little ways up ahead, and I started collecting, was that clay? took forever. Yeah, I don't remember. Just went around and just started collecting as much cobblestone as I could, just trying to skim off that top layer right there, not dig too far down. But let me go ahead and actually skip to where I started building the house, because a lot of this, oh yeah, I collected some coal, because I knew I was going to want some torches. Should have gone after those sheep earlier. Or no, that was a wolf right there, I think. I remember that became a thing. This is where I started building it. Tried to make a thing for a doorway. It didn't quite come out how I was intending, just because I wound up rushing things. But yeah, basically I just built a simple square room. And oh yeah, it started getting nighttime and I started frequently grabbing as much as I could because I realized I didn't have enough. And I was not in time. So right around here things get a little crazy. And I thought that one of those would keep me safe. I didn't realize they could climb over that. I would learn in a minute here. And I just tried desperately. Oh, that was a no crap moment right there. I died several times in this little playthrough. But yeah, let me skip ahead again. A zombie came after him. Oh, well, actually, let me... Yeah, he showed up right there. And I jumped in here. Didn't realize he could climb over that. And he does that. I'm like, oh, God. And, you know, I hadn't made a sword. I was trying to figure out how to do that. And I can see 2 more zombies. And, oh my God, 3 more zombies, I think, in the background I see. Hard to tell. 2 for sure. And I was just like, okay. So then I tried to just, you know, start getting more dirt. Because usually I spawn in a grassy area, and there's dirt all around, and one of the first things I do is build the house, but this was a little different. So things were a bit more complicated, and I tried to go ahead and grab some more. Yeah, I was mining at night. It was a thing I did. I think I get hit again here. I don't remember. I remember a spider kills me at one point. I think it's around here. Because I thought I'd be good there. And so I think that's where I put down my crafting table. Yeah, right there. I would later extend this out. And yeah, so I started making other things. I think I eventually made a sword. But let's go ahead and skip ahead here. I started making, yeah, cobblestone tools. A door. I was being very careful. Heard that little grunt. I think this is where I messed up. I think is this where I figured out the sword? Yeah, this is where I figured out the sword. I think. No, this is where I figured out the shovel. Because once again, I did not understand how the auto crafting worked at this point. Oh yeah, and that happened. Killed by a spider. Because I didn't know any better. And I saw another spider and got freaked out because I was like, oh god, I don't know where to... You know, I didn't know where I was. And the spider came running after me. And I just straight up didn't know what to do. I just ran around. Eventually stopped chasing me. I had to resort to that. And that's when I realized I had lost all my items. Finally figured out how that worked. I mean, I knew how, but then I noticed, oh, the cobblestone. Oh, there's my house. Oh my goodness. So many mobs. You know, I was on easy. I was expecting there to be a lot fewer of them. Walk in here and all my stuff. And I was like, oh, thank God, they don't just disappear. Then I realized I needed to hurry up and craft that. Let me go ahead and skip ahead. It was morning time, so I was fairly safe at this point. Went ahead and killed a few more mobs. The skeletons are annoying. The fact that you cannot dodge those arrows. At least I don't know of a way. I started grabbing a whole bunch of dirt. Killing animals because I knew I was going to need to cook to regain my health by filling up my hunger. So I knew a thing or two, and I had watched some videos before I started playing, which really made me want to go ahead and install it again. I didn't realize there was like a different, you know, Java and Bedrock edition. I thought it was the Java edition I had. I did not know. And I eventually on the house again. I never left this general area, by the way. I went into the woods a little ways looking for sheep at one point. But yeah, I just went all in on that. And then I think this is where, yeah, I finished it. And did I click on it? And even then, even though I had done that, I didn't realize that was just a feature. Let's snip that out. But yeah, so I made that. What was that at 19 minutes just before? Okay. So I pulled up my YouTube page just for privacy reasons. I don't want to show that on camera. Just a precautionary thing. Which does unfortunately mean some editing. Yeah, what was I doing here? Yeah, I figured the chest out. I was trying to make another one, but didn't understand what I was doing. And just, grabbed as much more coal as I could find. And more wood. I knew I was going to need it. I went through and used my wooden tools. Just to, break them so I didn't have to worry about them anymore. Taking up any room. And I don't like throwing stuff away. It's not the kind of player I am. And I got all this stuff from like mobs and all. Yeah, that was about the point that I realized how some of this stuff worked. Did I ever make a loom? I learned how to cook, and I filled up, and then finally did the large chest, and then that I put a furnace right beside that. Oh yeah. Here, it became nighttime, so I made a little hole in the ceiling because I didn't have glass yet to make windows, so I could look up and see. And if anything came through, I knew exactly where it was coming from. You can hear the spiders and everything out there. And then we did the furnace. And then I started learning how the furnace works with the coal and everything. I eventually learned that you can put multiple things in there with one thing of coal. And I was doing it one coal at a time because I didn't want to waste it all. But yeah. Got into some attacking. I avoided creepers like the plague. Because I don't know how they work in this version. Yeah, this was kind of dangerous. And then went ahead and cooked some more stuff and ate it. Just trying to figure out what these different things meant. I think this is where I learned that you could just put it in there, and I think, yeah, this is where I learned it. And I think it failed on the next one. Yeah, that's where I did it. Just trying to go to the highlights for you, you know? And I noticed that. That was crazy. Wolf just devoured that chicken. Well, it killed him at least. I think this is where, yeah, I went off into the woods looking for sheep. Because I was trying to make a bed so I could have a respawn point. And I was out here so long that it started to get nighttime. Killing every animal along the way so that I could have food to cook when I got back. I got some more cobblestones. Knew I was going to need it. This is where I screwed up. So I thought, maybe there was something collectible with these, but then I learned nope. And then I made this mistake. I realized they were going to follow me. I went in here. Should have stayed in here for a little while. But, regain my strength and everything. Let that all happen. Finally made a bed. Or, no, I didn't. This is when, okay. I went back out because I realized I needed one more wool. And finding another sheep for some reason took forever. I went out and just journeyed and hurt myself right there because because that drop. we're actually coming up near the end. I knew I wanted to make glass for windows, so I collected all that sand. Finally found this sheep right here. Was desperately trying to get it because it was getting dark. And then I think I ran into some zombies, I think. Yep. Got the crap hit out of me. But, yeah, I didn't know where I was. I was like, oh, I think it's this direction. And I saw the cobblestone. I'm like, yay! And that dirt structure there in the distance. And I just made a break for it. It was something else. I think I ate some. Did I? I know I made a bed. Yeah, it was kind of... It's the only place I could put it at the time that I realized. I didn't realize exactly how it worked. But there was a mob nearby, so I had to go out and kill him. Now I'm realizing that shields are a thing, and I probably should have had one of those. Keep in mind, shields were not a thing last time I played with any kind of frequency. So there's so much about this game that I do not know yet. Yeah. Slept, which... Oh yeah, then I extended the base to compensate for the bed. You can see it, put the bed right there. Oop. Did a little bit of organizing. And then I found out that I could mine copper. I didn't know what that was. It looked like carrots to me. Is that where the polar bear found me? Is this when I made my big mistake? I think it was a little further up here. It was here. It was here. Trying to see if there was any indication as to what was going to happen. I don't remember. I dug too far down, though. And then that happened. And then I thought I was going to spawn in my bed, and then I randomly spawned here and started freaking out. Because I thought that was, you know, when I stepped there, I thought that was supposed to be my respawn point. I didn't know how that worked. I guess you spawn near it. At least I'm assuming that's how it works. And of course it was getting dark, so that was a problem. But I was close enough. And then I went and grabbed my stuff. Missed a few things, like coal. And then I started making windows. I tried swimming. I was doing this and I got hurt. I'm not sure what hurt. Oh, I ran out of breath. That's what happened. I was curious about that when I was playing. Okay. So I wasn't sure if it was like, you know, ice cold water and it started hurting me after a while or what was going on. Put in other windows using panes. Dug a little more. Fought another polar bear. Coming up to the end here. Started just looking through, you know, hey, what all can I do? I think I had figured out the auto before now. Not really sure. Started just testing out things in the furnace. And then once I had done all that, I pretty much just said, you know what? Just gonna go back inside, leave things be for now. So I figured, I got all this right now. It's enough messing around. I got windows. I got everything I need to start exploring later on. And then I just did save and quit, and that was all there was to that. But yeah, that was me. That was pretty much a basic rundown of me coming back to Minecraft after a long time playing solo, because honestly, something I've learned playing games like what is it called, No Man's Sky, and all kinds of other like crafting games and stuff. I like playing those kinds of games alone. I mean, maybe every now and then multiplayer would be fun, but I'm a lone player kind of person. That's just the kind of person I am. And that's what finally brought me back to try it out, and I had a lot of fun, and probably going to be doing a lot of playing off camera, maybe. Probably going to be playing after this, I don't know. I really need to get some writing done, because a little update on that. I've been stuck on chapter 4 for a while now because of this one conversation that I figured out the structure of, but now the wording I'm having to constantly change up, and it's making it drag. I'm sometimes getting a sentence or two out a day. In some cases, not even that. And it sucks because that's like literally the last thing I have to do is rewriting that part before I can finally go in, finalize, do a lot of the editing stuff that I normally do, and then finally get that out and move on to chapter 5, which I've got like 3 paragraphs I need to write, although those should be fairly straightforward and fun to write because they're basically journal entries. But I know the basic idea of what's going to be in them. I just need to research and figure out a few things, like what they're going to be based around. You'll understand if you read it, what I'm talking about. But that's going to be fun. And then after that, the rest of the chapters should be straightforward to edit. And then, hopefully within the next, I'm hoping within the next month or 2, I should have Midnight Falls Book 1 and the House of Cranes finally out. It's going to be Kindle only for the time being, because I simply cannot afford to do print previews of or test copies, of physical copies. Plus I still need to work on the cover, and I need to work on a trailer, and I need to actually write the script for the trailer because I've got something in mind which should be really fun. But I look forward to that, and I hope you do too, and I will see you in the next video. This is Chatzu signing out.